So good morning, everyone. I'm Maud Haribey, and I've been working on Dieppe-le-Tréport project for 6 years. And I've been doing mostly stakeholders management. So first, I want to apologize for my English because it's actually a bit rusty. It's been a long time. And I also want to thank France Énergie Marine for inviting us to this conference, and also for finding a suitable solution to make it happen despite the current situation. It wasn't easy. And I also want to thank Jean-Philippe for animating this webinar. So we will start by saying a few words about the project and its main aspects. Then we will focus on the conciliation actions that were implemented, and especially, as regards to environmental aspects of it, and the changes that followed. And then Emily will say a few words about a key measure that we implemented and that followed these conciliation actions. So Dieppe-le-Tréport project was built by the state in 2013. As you can see on the map, there are seven offshore wind farm projects in France. But actually, the map does not include the floating wind farm projects. And Dieppe-le-Tréport was part of the second bid that was launched by the state, and it was won in 2014 by ENGIE, EDP Renewables, and Neoen Marine at the time, and we were recently joined by Sumitomo Corporation. We have an exclusive contract with Siemens Gamesa Renewables for which will be supplying the turbines, and these will be built in factories in Le Havre, in Normandy. About the project in itself, it will be composed of 62 wind turbines. There will be 8 megawatts each. And this turbine should provide electricity to approximately 850,000 people. So that's the equivalent of a city like Marseille. As you can see on the map, and it's delimited in dark blue, the area of the project is approximately 82 square kilometers. And the distance you have between the aligned turbines is a little more than 1 kilometer. I'm sorry, I did not convert the distance into miles, so I hope it's understandable for everyone. We are, as I previously said, we won the French state's bid in 2014. And we had 4 years of development. Since we obtained the administrative authorization to build the project last year, we are currently preparing for the construction phase, and the project should be operational from 2023. But it will, of course, depend on the claims duration. So it could be a little later. So let's focus now on conciliation actions that were implemented, and especially as regards to environmental issues. First, and it's mandatory in France, in 2015, there was a public debate about the project, and it was organized by what we call the Public Debate National Commission, CNDP. It's an administrative independent body. So during 4 months, everyone, so a wide range of stakeholders, were able to express concerns, requests about the projects. And it was summed up in a report that was written by the CNDP. This report actually called for a decision from our part to take into consideration all the expressions that were made. So it led to several commitments from us. And one of these was to favor the share of knowledge about marine environments. So this commitment led to 2 main actions. The first one was to publicly present the results of the Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA, before the public inquiry. And secondly, to anticipate the creation of an interest scientific grouping, GIS, well, Emily will be talking about that, so I'm not gonna say much about it now. But this GIS would be accompanying the implementation of our what we call avoid, reduct, and compensate measures. The public debate, after the public debate, an independent guarantor was appointed by the CNDP, and he supervised a voluntary conciliation plan before the instruction of the EIA by the state services. So environmental issues were discussed and presented during several types of meetings with the public. And these meetings were targeting very different types of stakeholders, from the environmental association to the public to the local elected representatives, so really varied. And it gathered, this conciliation plan gathered around 13,000 people. So all in all, the results and the method were widely shared and spread. Because the idea was to gather a wide range of opinions and to inform the most people possible. So all this led to several changes in the projects. And because all these conciliation actions really helped enriching the EIA, for instance, with complementary measures. So these measures, they include for instance, the raise of the turbine mast by 15 meters. This will help reduce the risk of bird collision by 50%. It also includes the interruption of the foundation piling during the 4 months that are considered the most sensitive for the marine mammals, and it also includes an increase of the GIS budget up to 8 million euros. And I will give the word to Emily to present that.
Thank you, Maud. So first of all, I would like to suppress a kind of confusion, because in English, GIS is for Geographical Information System. So here it is for Groupement d'intérêt scientifique, which can be translated to scientific interest grouping, and I will use the general word of group, that will be easier, group. So what is scientific interest grouping? It is a research collaboration between different stakeholders, mainly scientists, of course, to work together on a given subject. Members of this kind of group come from universities, public research centers, associations, and private companies. As Maud said, at the end of 2015, Éoliennes en Mer Dieppe-le-Tréport made the commitment to help improve the knowledge of marine realm in the area of the future offshore wind farm, and to accompany the environmental and socioeconomic impact assessment with the setup of this kind of group. The prefiguration workshops and one-to-one meetings about the group took place in 2017 and 2019, with involved representatives from the scientific and the environmental non-profit sectors. These 3 workshops and all the one-to-one meetings help to co-construct the group as regarding the scientific objectives, the geographical location of the study area, and the governance-related terms and conditions. With the administrative authorizations that were delivered in February 2019, there is really the authorization enact the creation of the Groupement d'intérêt scientifique éolien en mer, which means offshore wind, with a budget of 8 million euros. The objectives of the group are reflecting the first commitment done by Éoliennes en Mer Dieppe-le-Tréport. So the first objective is to accompany the impact assessment as an external and independent body. For this matter, it will review and amend, if necessary, the protocol of efficacy evaluation of ERC, so that's the avoid, reduce, compensate mitigation measures, and the reports as well of the results prepared by Éliane Amer and its consultant. The group will perform R&D and fundamental studies on environmental and socioeconomic subjects in the east part of the channel, so that's the defined study area. And there are already 3 studies that are identified and that are written in the authorization, so they are mandatory. The first one is the study of 5 seagulls colony to count the number of birds that are mating there and to improve the conditions, so to improve the number of girls mating because they are decreasing now. The second one will be a genetic study of bats because during the EIA, some movement of bats were observed by radar between France and England. And so this genetic study will show if there are real migration of bats between the 2 countries. And the last one is a global impact assessment at ecosystem level. So the objective will be to gather all the data from the impact assessment and to see at ecosystem level what is the impact of the offshore wind farm. And finally, the group will communicate about all these impact assessment studies and its own studies through various ways. There will be communication with, so through popularizations with conference and exhibition at a local information desk for all people in Dieppe or in the Normandy region. And there will be, I hope, a lot of scientific papers and presentation at conference. For now, so the group is in its first year of being. We have 25 members, 6 universities, so it includes Lille, Littoral Côte d'Opale, Picardie, Rouen, Caen, and La Rochelle universities. We have 6 public centers, including the Office Français pour la Biodiversité and France Énergie Marine. We have 11 environmental associations, which are relatively important in France for the study and the knowledge about seabirds and marine mammals, and 2 private companies, included, of course, Éoliennes en Mer Dieppe Le Tréport. Apart from these official members, there are observers that are invited to the steering committee meetings, which include the state services, local collectivities, 2 institutes from the CNRS, which are related to environmental study and science of the universe. The 2 regional fishery committees are also invited as observers, so the committee from Normandy and Hauts-de-France, and 2 private companies as well. And the last one, yeah, thank you. So to finish, a word about the organization of the group. We have a steering committee and a scientific council. Of course, the scientific council decides the scientific direction and all the studies that should be done. It is also a guarantor of the pertinence and quality of the studies and that advisory body. There is a president and a vice president to lead this council. And the steering committee is composed of the representatives of the different members. It decides and it votes the task to be set up, included the studies that were defined by the scientific council, and decides the corresponding budget to allow to these studies. It also, of course, decides the changes in organization, if there is a new partner that wants to join the group, or if something needs to be done to be changed in the organization. And there is also a president and a vice president to lead this committee. And finally, this is me in the middle, so the coordinator. I'm in charge of making the link between the 2 committees, and I take part in the project development. I'm a contact point, so if you have questions about the group, you need to contact me. And I try to share data. I will share data and results about the impact assessment and the studies done by the group, and also doing some literature monitoring about renewable energies. Thank you.